working on a scooter, gas-powered scooter. It has a Mitsubishi tle23 cc motor on it. The clutch went bad on this. So yeah, let's get started. We can take out this gas tank. And I only have one hand, so I'm gonna pause it. It's, 3 bolts, 10 millimeter on this side and Allen wrench on this side. 1, 2, 3. And then disconnect your lines off the carburetor. I'm gonna pause it. Okay, we got our gas tank removed. Make sure you put a catch can. I just used a water gallon, cut it in half, caught the excess fuel that fell out. Okay, now we're gonna take out the motor, and it's held on by this screw right here. It's on the transmission. Here, there's 2 right there, and then 2 right here. So you come up from under the frame. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and those are Allen wrenches. Okay, I'm gonna pause the video. Okay, we got all our bolts off. The 4 bolts that hold the motor, and now it's pretty free. And this is not the proper way to take off your chain, but just to make it quick, you just slap it right off. I do have the throttle hooked to the carburetor, so I am going to be working on the engine in this area. You simply just pick it up and over, turn it around. And right here, we can work on our transmission. We're gonna drain all the gear oil out of that plug. And then here's the first cap, the first piece to the transmission. You just pull this cap off. 1, 2. I'm missing a bolt, but 3 right here. 1, 2, 3. Pull this cap off, and then there's 4 more bolts. 1, 2, and then there's 2 inside this cap, and then the whole transmission comes off. I'm gonna pause this video and get to work. Okay, we took the first cap off the transmission. This is what it looks like. Be patient. It was pretty tough to wiggle off. You don't want to press. I used this Allen key to kind of wiggle, break the seal free in each corner, and just kind of work it till you get a little gap in there. Then you stick a screwdriver, do the same thing, wiggle it. It's a little bit of a fight because of, let me show you. Come on, get out of there. Because of these little sleeves that it slides into. And I have dug into this transmission before. I used a gasket maker. So make sure you clean all that stuff too. But yeah, just thought I'd show you. Here's the 4 bolts to get the rest of the transmission off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Allen wrenches. Okay, here's the transmission. Got all the bolts loose, off. You pull it out, and there's your clutch right there. I did already replace this, but my mess up was the spring is too tight. So put it all together, try to take it for a spin, and it seemed like it was a neutral. The spring needs to be a little bit loose, so this, when it runs and gets at idle, it expands and grabs onto your I want to say flywheel or pressure plate right there. That's a pressure plate. So it wasn't expanding enough. It was spinning, but not to its full potential. So I got to take these 2 bolts off, and then kind of mess with this, loosen it up a little bit, so it's springy. So when you do buy a new one, keep in mind that it needs to be a little bit, well, you know what I'm trying to say. So yeah, just mess with that before you install it. You know, work with it, play with it, and then install it. If not, you'll be taking it apart like I am again. So I'm gonna pause it, take this apart, try to mess with it. I'll get back to you guys. Okay, here we are, got this thing out. What I'm gonna do is take this screwdriver, find one that's pretty thin. This one barely fits. If you got something thinner, use that one. And then just work your way. Kind of bent these ones open. Give yourself some gap. So I got 1, 2, and then I'm just working it. So I flipped it around. I'm gonna start bending some on this side and just get them pretty good spaced out. That should give it a little bit of flex. And grab on your pressure plate a little bit better. Okay, well, I thought I'd share. I did. This might be a stupid idea, but this spring was too stiff. It was the original. This is the one out of the old clutch. Springs out way better. Hopefully it's not too much, but I'm gonna give it a shot. You guys can keep working this one, get it loose, but it's really stiff. It's hard for me to get in there with this screwdriver, so I don't know. I'm just gonna try this route. I do have another clutch, so if it does go bad, I guess I'm be digging in that transmission again. Okay, well, it's time to install this thing. I'll get back to you guys. Okay, scooter's all put back together. I already primed it, started it. Starts up like it should. Before I used to pull on this and the wheel will move forward with the broken clutch. Then we put the clutch that's in it now. The first time we did it, we didn't make sure that spring was soft enough. So we put a right spring on it. Or if you're gonna mess with the one that it comes with, just make sure you get it soft enough and so it can grip the pressure plate. Yeah, here we go, we're gonna start it. Yeah, she wants to take off. That's it for this video. It was a success. I hope this helps you guys out. Yeah, happy holidays.